Well, here we are. It's episode 10 week. Is this 14?
Yeah.
14 weeks? This little guy's 14 weeks old.
I think, right? Is that 2 week? Yeah, I think that's right.
You know what? I think it's good. Like, he's old enough that you're starting to lose track. I feel like it's easy to remember, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. When you start getting up there,
Yeah,
there's
I
a lot going
appreciate
on.
that. I mean, some of that is also just my mind. Now I'm latching on to a month. It was 3 months, so that's what I'm saying. And
see, there you go.
I'm not counting weeks anymore, so it's out the window. I gave up on weeks, man. Now,
Good.
Which is kind of sad to think, actually, because he is growing so fast that if you don't keep track of the weeks, this is how time starts flying, and then he's in college.
That's crazy. I know it'll be like, episode 300, 6,044 weeks or whatever.
I'm going to leave keeping track of the weeks up to you then at that stage, because clearly the month thing is hard enough for me.
I was so excited, Lane, to talk to you because, of course, when we last left, you were about to go on your first airplane trip, cross country.
Yes.
And I mentioned this to you before we started recording. I was anxious for you all weekend just because I feel for, if I'm on a plane and there's a crying baby, I feel for the parents because they're not intentionally making the baby cry. I feel really bad because I don't want people to get mad at them or at the baby. And so all weekend long, Monday came and I was like, okay, I think they're home now. Thank goodness. Even if it went well, the stress of how is it going to go is over for them. How did it go, Lane? What happened?
You're a better person than I. I'm often like, what are they doing with a kid on the plane? So my whole fear, my anxiety was like, oh God, everyone's going to hate us if he just erupts and can't, we're going to be those people that, and
no. It's not like you took him to a movie. Like, you had to be on a plane. You didn't have to go see There Will Be Blood,
So you're saying I can't go to the movies yet?
Not with baby. Unless unless it's a kid's film. You can go see a kid's film.
Yeah, I'm not going to go see a kid's film just to...
Come on, man.
Anyway, okay. So
okay, back up.
But yes, there was a lot of anticipation on our end as well, and fear. And we had a little sit down before, my wife and I, and we just said, no matter what, let's try to stay connected to each other and not get on each other's nerves if things are going wrong. And when they do, when it does, the shit inevitably hit the fan, let's not be those parents that are yelling at each other and upset and freaked out and perpetuating it, because there was the feeling that they watch and they're going to take so much of what we're putting out to know what to do. So we did really well. And I think that's why he did so well, because it was amazing. Really? So we did the flight out to the East Coast. We did the red eye,
right?
Which we were a little nervous about, but thought, well, that's when he normally sleeps for a long stretch. We had the first flight to Chicago and had an hour and a half, and then got on another 2 hour to Connecticut. To the airport, got in the car seat, started falling asleep, got all the stuff into the shuttle to go from where we parked to the airport, was up kind of checking things out as we went through the airport. It was all kind of new and maybe overstimulating. However, he did fine, fell asleep on that leg of the flight, and woke up, needed a change, got a feed, got back on the airplane, fell back asleep. We arrived early morning.
Really?
Again, got up, needed change, needed a feed, got the rental car, figured out how to get this travel car seat in, and fell back asleep. Drove to the hotel. We got in there, and he was the most excited I've seen him in a long time in the morning.
Really?
It was like he because we had been talking, like we were telling him for a few days leading up to it. And I don't, whether he understands or to what he understands, nobody knows,
Right.
of course. But just that we were going to be going on a trip and it was going to be fun and there's going to be new things and blah, 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 blah. And when we got in, we were continuing that energy, like, look at this, and like walked him around the place. And he was just ecstatic.
Wow.
Super excited, happy. And then fell asleep again for the rest of the morning, like early morning to late afternoon, till we had to be to the first of the many different activities for the weekend of the high school reunion, my wife's.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big to-do. So she went to a boarding school that's an all-girls school. And
Oh, wow.
it was not just for her 20th, but there was 5-year, 10-year, 15, 20, 25, all the way up to 50. And so there was 300 people in and around campus, roughly.
What?
I mean, I think roughly that number, because we had a big dinner with everyone Friday night. Or was it Saturday night? It was Saturday night, because we got in Friday. It was Saturday night. And yeah, it was a full room of lots of excitement. That was the only time where he really kind of had to be pulled out of the room, because he was trying to sleep and getting woken up and getting a little fussy by, they're having speeches and people are cheering, and then one, year gets up and does their celebration thing and erupts in cheers, and it's loud. I mean, it's just a cacophony of excitement, and it was really beautiful to be a part of and see. And I'm so glad that we took him. Not that he'll remember any of it, but some of this stuff sinks in, I think. And the flight home was kind of the same. I mean, the only hiccup was I don't think he had pooped before we got even to the airport to go home. Maybe once. And then it's like, oh man, we got a board now. He still hasn't. Like, oh my God. And then we sit down and it was just like, he's like, oh, that's a big one. And we're sitting, the aisles full of people loading in. And my wife just made eye contact with the stewardess, flight attendant. And started get up, and she's like, I'll hold them. And so she held everyone so that she could go to the restroom. And remarkably, the bathrooms are very small. But the little fold down table that's right above the toilet is actually a great height, relatively easy to change on. We did 2 changes on that flight, and he did great. It was no problem.
Look at that.
Yeah.
How many did you guys get? A lot of compliments from people saying like, he travels so well, your baby's
there were we'd stand up at the end of the flight, and people were like, wait a minute, you had a baby this whole time? Oh my God. I had no idea. Or we tried to get tricky, so we would do the window in the aisle, hoping that maybe someone wouldn't sit in the middle. Every time someone was in the middle. So we had to ask them, like, do you mind having the window seat so we can sit next to each other and, be with their kid and help take care of them. And every time you could just see people like, oh, I'd really like the aisle, but that means you're going to be getting up all the time. Okay, yeah, I'll do it. And they all agreed, but you could just see in their face like, oh, I'm in the aisle with the baby. Oh, no. And then my son, I was holding him, and he's awake as we're like, he's just gotten changed, so he's happy. He's got a clean butt, and he just looks over at this guy, starts smiling and laughing, and of course the guy's heart is just warmed, and he was that's laughing amazing. And smiling back, and had a couple kids himself, and so he softened a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the running joke continues that this guy, our little son, is the trick baby. He's making things so easy, he's tricking us into another one, so
good for you guys. That's awesome. I'm so glad.
Well, I mean, I think we're just very lucky.
Right. Like, when you guys got home, did you feel like you got away with something?
Oh, yeah. 100%. And the one hardship was, I think he's been pretty fussy the last couple of days in a way that isn't normal. That like 5:30 thing that was happening for us still quite a bit.
Yeah.
But even on the trip, that wasn't there as much. We're like, oh, maybe he's kind of like grown out of that. And since we've been back, he's had quite a few eruptions anytime throughout the day. So I think jet lag did hit him a little bit, and like the adjustment back to what time is it. But after being in the hotel, I will say we're really considering getting some really good blackout curtains, because he would sleep, you know, he'd do his normal like 5-6 hours, need a feed, but then he would go back to sleep for another 5-6 hours. My wife got like a 10-hour night in. I got up and went and worked out and had to do some work for stuff that's happening here while we were there. But yeah, he did like a 10-hour thing with a
that's
break
awesome
in between. Yeah, it took a lot of like planning, and my wife did an amazing job of packing for him, of like having you know, an idea of day by day and what could go wrong, and like anticipating the worst, so the extra outfits. And
did you guys take a car seat?
Yeah, so that was the hardship, is really all of the stuff that you need.
Yeah.
And I guess we could have rented one with the company, but you don't really know what you're getting.
Right.
And so we have this stroller car seat combo called the Duna. It has a base that you attach into the clamps in the back of the seat, and then the stroller, the legs collapse, and so you can just collapse the legs and put it right in, and it clicks in, and it's a car seat. Or you pull it out, the legs fall out, and it's a stroller.
Oh, nice.
So it was really, really helpful. It's just a lot of stuff. I mean, we had an idea in our head of how we were going to travel, and it was like, wait a minute, we won't have a free hand if we have to like do anything for the kid, or like, hey, can you take the kid? It's like, no, and so we repacked and did a huge check bag so that we could have our free hands for traveling. Yeah, but it took a lot of planning, and my wife is the master of that. She's so good. So I lucked out in that department, rode the coattails, and we made it work.
Well, and I know when we first started doing these, one of the things you talked about was still wanting to travel and wanting to go on an adventure. So I would assume that after this, I'm so glad it didn't like sour that idea for you guys. I'm glad it went well, so that you will continue to want to do more. Yeah.
Again, is it the trick baby that makes us think we can through this, or that it is easy? But I think we certainly lucked out. I mean, we planned a great deal, and I think that really helped, and had foresight to think of how things could work, and plan out day by day attire and things for him, so that if things did go wrong, we had the backups. And the company that we use for diapers, a company called Coterie, they, through your subscription, if you get like they deliver so much every month or something like that, you can have some sent to the hotel that you're going to. So we didn't have to travel, because he's going through like 7-8 diapers a day, and when you count that up in a we Thursday night through Monday night, it's quite a few diapers, and so you have
that's a lot of room.
Exactly. It's a lot of room.
Wow.
And so we had a pack sent. The funny thing is, when we arrived, there was the entire order for the month.
No.
There. They only charged us for one pack, and it even said on the box, 1 pack, but there was all 8 of them. Coterie, if you're listening, thank you for the freebies. We will not be giving them back.
I never knew that was a service, though, that you could have like
Me neither. My
that's
wife
really cool.
Looked that up through the company and found out that you could. And I mean, the hardship was, wait, now we have to bring back.
Did you, or did you leave them behind?
Oh no, that's that's some money, Ed. I mean, they're like 50 cents a diaper or something, maybe more. I don't know. Thankfully, with our ticket, we did have a free check bag. So
nice.
I just made a strap on the box that they sent and just put the box through, like, wrapped it up real good so it wouldn't bust open and have diapers everywhere. But right. Yeah. And we put some of his stuff in, because he got a lot of gifts from all of my wife's friends,
Oh,
his new
nice.
aunties, and
Yeah.
yeah, so we were able to kind of utilize the box, and thankfully didn't have to pay for it to be shipped or anything. So
Right.
it was a nice little gift from the universe.
Man, what a good
Free
trip.
packs of diapers. Yeah, man.
Right?
We got tricked.
Wow.
We're tricked into doing
You
another
are
one soon.
so set up, dude. You're so set up.
We are. It was really good.
Good.
I will say one of the interesting things, or somewhat difficult, is the weekend was for my wife to be there with her classmates and have the experience. And so that was something we discussed, and it really was on me to. I'm with the kid, and if he's happy and cool, we'll be with you all. If he's having a hard time, we'll step away.
Yeah.
As I explained, and so I did. However, most men's bathrooms, the airport's a different story, but most men's bathrooms do not have changing tables.
Oh, right.
So that was one of the things that was somewhat like, I don't know, eye-opening or
Yeah.
just kind of shows where we think those things will happen in society and who's going to take care of them.
Right.
There were many times it was like, well, it's just me going to the bathroom. There's not even like counter space near the sink, so I found like locker rooms in the gymnasium that had like a bench and,
right.
like got creative, but the airports are a different story. They have it in both, but I thought that was kind of interesting.
Are there things like that you notice even when you don't have your son with you? Do you still look for like the changing table if you go into a bathroom somewhere, or are there things like that little things that you're now just trained to look for?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm more aware of it, but I'm still kind of flying by the seat of my pants a little bit. So it's not until it's like poopy diaper,
Right.
It's gonna leak out. I need to find something now. Clear the table,
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm still kind of flying by the seat of my pants, but I'm certainly a little bit more aware.
And I think it's been a couple of weeks since I checked in, and especially with the travel and everything, how's your wife recuperating just still from the C-section and everything? How's she getting around?
I mean, doing really well. I, still took it upon myself to do a lot of the lifting and carrying, and
Sure.
they're not heavy things. A lot of it is just like, how do I wheel this? And, it just kind of, but was able to do it to make it so maybe she just had the stroller or just had the kid, and I could carry all the other luggage pieces. She's doing really well. She's still struggling with her back and things like that, and longer days, or we did a lot of walking around, and so when she's got her PT days, she's going heavy, and then it's like, okay, I need to rest today. Oh wait, no, we're all over the place traveling. I'm going to do 10,000, 12,000, 14,000 steps because we're walking to all the different events, and it's like, well, okay, so much for the rest day. Yeah, which she's got a really good spirit about and attitude, but I think sometimes it feels good to push it past and for her to realize, and then some days it's like, I should not have done that. So it's like all recovery, I guess. Sometimes it's one step forward, 3 steps back, and sometimes it's 3 steps forward and let's keep going.
Yeah,
from the outside perspective looking in, I think she's doing great.
Good.
And I think on the good days where she feels empowered and has done really well at her PT or whatnot, and she feels that way too, but there are emotionally hard days, there's physically hard days, and it's true, I think, for both of us. I mean, we have a lot of fun here talking about the things, and it's a nice release to kind of make jokes about some of the things, but it is one of the hardest things I've ever been a part of, and I know my wife has echoed that. Yeah. And I can only, it's way harder to have had this growing inside you for 9 months, and then you're dealing with this stage, and there's multiple stages. Yeah. And with hard, difficult things comes a lot of great rewards, and she is it, for sure. And so there's a lot of joy with it, but it's, it's hard. It's difficult individually. It's difficult as a couple, and the relationship inevitably, suffers a little bit, and you just, everything needs that time for readjustment and healing. And with a little help from therapy, I'm learning to
There you go.
move through it with as much
Yeah.
grace as I can.
One thing that seems to plague is a bad word. Seems to happen to a lot of people I talk to who are either new father or just fathers in general is emotional commercials now hit them really hard. Is that happening to you yet?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
all things like even being back for the reunion and seeing the joy of all this like coming together and this history of this all girls school and just the female empowerment movement at play and alive, and
Yeah.
they all have songs that they all know, and sometimes we just they're all singing together, and it was very moving and very powerful to see. And there's moments in that weekend that caught me as well. Now I'm also kind of a softie to begin with. There are commercials anytime that could get me. So yeah, it's really been, there's moments just with him.
Yeah.
Just about every day where it's like, oh, he's getting me now. It's this moment today. And, it's kind of well up with pride or joy or surprise, or just like the amount of how can I love this thing so much, my son so much,
right.
that catches you, that catches me. And yeah, it there is a new window open in that way, a different perception of surroundings and things that are happening around you and him and all those things. So yeah, long story short, as we know, I can be long-winded. Long-winded.
That's all right.
Yes. To answer your question, yes.
What about? I know I've talked to guys who, while they're holding their son or their daughter, their child, and they're trying to go to sleep and just kind of just sitting there. Some of them will game and learn, figure out how to hold the controller a certain way. Some will read. What are you doing when you're just holding him? Are you just looking at him? Or are you just listening to music? What do you find?
Yeah, it kind of depends. There was a bunch of work, and in particular memorization I had to do for a play we're working on at the Actors Studio, and so I had to get it in. Get that time in, and the mornings are still kind of on me and trying to allow my wife to sleep in a little bit. So spending time with the play with him in my arms is something I do. We do a lot of music for sure. Yeah. Crosswords are pretty great. My wife often does them even digitally on her phone as she's feeding. Yeah. And actually has gotten really good. I mean, we did them regularly together. We get the times every Sunday.
You're doing the Sunday crossword?
Yeah, baby.
Wow, you guys aren't messing around over there. Oh my gosh,
and
the
it's
Sunday.
Something that we both wanted to learn and get better at and have. But she in particular, by doing the daily one every day now, because she's feeding often, and so she'll do that as she feeds. Yeah. I mean, it depends, I guess, in the time of day. At night, we are finding we can still engage in a show that we're watching, and that can be like the evening thing that we do. It's hard not to get on your phone. Yeah. But I am trying to not make that the go-to.
Is your son responding to certain words? Like if he hears you say food, does he get excited, or is he reacting to anything like that?
I don't know yet. I am kind of wondering that too as we see his development. He definitely recognizes when he hears my voice, hears my wife's voice. You can see that. When he's hungry and I'm like, okay, here's mom. We found mama. Here she is. And he looks at her. There's certainly like okay, good, I'm gonna get what I want. But sometimes if he's just upset that he hasn't been fed yet, it doesn't stop until the boob's in his mouth. There is like development stages, things that we've seen since we were last here. Some of it is like the stringing together, and we'd kind of talked about that before. He's starting to string together some of his sounds.
Yeah.
And within that, like even the app that I use, it's all about the smooth transitions is still in this like leap 3 stage. And like he's tracking much better. So like if I'm playing
Really,
with him,
yeah.
I walk around the table to come get him and play with him. Like he's able to follow me without it being like, where did he go? And it's like, he's right there. You know,
right,
even though
right.
I moved right in front of him. No, he's tracking much better. The other thing that we call him now, the little crab, because he's doing spit bubbles a lot. He's actually like salivating like crazy. And some of it is just like he's putting his hands in his mouth so much. So he's just like, you know, spit bubble central and just kind of drooling everywhere. Before I came on, it's dried out now, but it's like, you know, the shoulder's just wet from holding it. It's just like, so yeah, there's been a lot of that development, which is actually a great sign as they begin to do that, because it's kind of the babbling, spit bubbly, like it's, you know, him kind of learning to, you know, use all the facilities of the mouth. The thing that's been hard for us is that pterodactyl screech has hit new octaves.
Really?
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's hard for me, but it's harder for my wife, because there's like the whole thing of like biologically she's attached to him in a whole different way, right? I mean, we
She's
think
tuned in,
yeah, like caveman days. It's like, you know, she has a different, like she could pick out his cry in a room full of babies crying. I might be able to, but like there's a connection there. So when that happens for her, it hurts her heart, and like it's hard for me too. But there's a whole other level there with her. And man, he's hitting new heights with that pterodactyl screech. It's been rough when he erupts, and the few days we've been back, like the jet lag and the whatnot. It's it's been rough a couple of those times.
Have you returned home to the pterodactyl screech, like that you can hear from outside the house?
I've heard him come home with my wife when he's in the car, and they go to the garage, and we have like a garage on the bottom level, and then the floor above is our living room. And so, yeah, I've heard that. It's like, you know, let's get down and try to help, because I know that car ride home has probably been awful. Yeah. Just the awareness of those things shifting, and the connection with like the movement and the smooth. He's also way more aware of his feet now.
Really?
And like bringing his feet together, and like he'd always kind of like curled his toes around something, or his hand. Like if you put your finger down there, he'd like try and grip it.
Yeah.
But now he's like gripping them together, or doing like yoga happy baby, finding his hands and feet working together.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more awareness just of body and, you know, connectivity. Like there is that smoother flow. It isn't just like, you know, like the startle reflex where you'll just be sitting there. And
right.
Like, that's gone away a lot. Still at times that happens, but more of like a sound happens, and it's like, why was that sound? Like I'll be banging in the kitchen with dishes and whatever, nothing, and then you like cough, and he's like, oh my god, you know, what was that?
Right.
But yeah, generally the kind of startle reflexes is diminishing, supposedly, you know, through what we're learning through our app and whatnot, that he is seeing much better. As I said, you know, he's able to follow, and so he's coordinated that kind of smooth motion.
Yeah.
But he's able to follow objects and people, and like you saw that in the airport. It was just like, as we're sitting there and people are going down, he's like, what was that? And oh, there's another thing. What was, you know, which was really cool to see. And it's also sweet when, people see a baby and then they're like, oh my God, how old? Or, it's cute.
Do you know, is he still in the, was it the purple phase that he was in for a little bit?
Yeah. No, we haven't seen that. I mean, we've had the high screech, especially since we've been back and he's been upset, but no, none of that purple phase where he's just unconsolable or inconsolable.
Yeah.
And reaching that, like, oh my God, his head's gonna pop because he's just like red in the face and upset. No, it that really didn't last very long for us. So
good.
Again,
good.
Trick baby.
Speaking of which, are you? I guess probably not. But are you doing any magic tricks for him yet? And if not, how much is it killing you?
Well, it just gives me time to refine. No magic tricks yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it will be fun. I all of those things when you think about upcoming times and it's like, get bigger already. Let's play. Come on,
Right.
But still, it's great. This stage is fun and just trying to soak up the time we do have. We are beginning to read there's a book called Precious Little Sleep. We've started digging into that as we prepare for like, what does sleep training look like and at what stage, what ages, and how to incorporate that. So, we know some couples have even started this early at 3, but I think generally people would say 4 to 6 months. And so, we're getting ready and looking at how we might go about that ourselves and, collecting the data, figuring out what's the best step.
You know what? Considering how he's being trick baby, he might pick it up at 3 months and just really reel you guys in.
True. The one thing I did say the other day, because during the day, he really won't sleep anywhere but us holding him. And that's not 100%. Like, he'll fall asleep in his stroller. He'll fall asleep in the car seat. But if we're just kind of home, it's not like, okay, I'm tired, I'm just going to lay here and take a nap. It's like, he wants to be held and cuddled a lot. And so I was like, are we doing a disservice by always, making sure we're holding him in a certain way and getting him down?
Right.
But he's kind of still at that stage where you really can't spoil him too much. Love him, give him everything you can. Sometimes it does feel like difficult because I have a lot of other things I feel like I could be doing, and it would be great if I could just put him down and let him sleep. Yeah. As my wife said, nothing is more important than him right now. And so those things can wait. And generally that's true for me. There are things that I, need to find and, pencil in my time to get them done. Yeah. But when with him, no, of course, there's nothing more important than just taking care of him at the time. So
now that you're at 14 weeks, and I know it shifted a lot, especially after you were even since you were preparing for his arrival, but in the last few weeks, how has your algorithm, your feed in social media and reels, has that changed from maybe like baby booties to baby something else, or are you starting to get a little bit of, oh wow, there's a cute dog in there all of a sudden, or what's going on with your algorithm right now?
I am truly spending less time there, which in some ways feels great, but no, a lot of it is still baby central, and it's some of it's moving more into some of the things that are more geared toward the age maybe, and because of things we're looking up, but like we both just saw the teething baby freezing thing where you take breast milk and you freeze it into like this little thing that he can hold and suck on, and so there's all these things, and we're both getting the same thing. So the feeds are intertwined. But still a lot of baby stuff and other other weird things that just kind of revolve around kiddos and toys, or Sure.
Well,
Yes.
speaking of apps and tracking, I must ask you: do you
Yes.
have another entry for us in
I
those
do. I do.
Diaper Diaries?
Yes. 341
Hmm.
mixed bag, mushy brown yellow. We've been here all day at the anticipation station. It should have come by now, hours ago, actually. I mean, by now, multiple would have come on a normal day. But today, we wait anxiously. Will it be now as we run out the door to take care of some errands in the car, in the store? Well, we're done with all that on our way home. Will it be now? Nope. I mean, will it ever happen? Do we need to be concerned? Is there something wrong with our little guy? And now a PSA announcement. Babies who breastfeed only can sometimes go up to even a week with only one poo because of the nutrient-dense nature of breast milk. Now, it's babies who drink formula that need to be monitored and make sure they poo generally once a day. But breast milk, it's not the case. Back to the story. And so now, I feel okay. I feel okay. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe today or even tomorrow or next week. I don't know. Oh my God, man. There it is. There it is. And whoa, boy, that was a big one. I can tell. And with all that buildup and anticipation, the young man did not disappoint. He also, as I'm changing him on the table, seems pleased with himself as he is all smiles as the change begins and all the way through to the end. He finally did it. The big one came through.
I love these so much because you know what it is? It feels like I genuinely feel like you're doing your audition, like this is a monologue, and I'm just
Yeah.
I just get to sit once a week and watch Lane do a monologue for me. That's so good.
Well, it's keeping me on my toes and staying creative. But within that story, there is that little truth that I learned.
Is that true?
Is that babies who are only breastfeeding, if it goes a week and there's only a poo and they're not throwing up and their belly isn't hard as a rock and they're not upset, breast milk is so nutrient dense that sometimes there is not waste.
So wait, have you guys experienced that without knowing that and kind of freaked out a little bit that he hadn't gone for a while?
Well, I mean, these monologues are autobiographical, Ed, and so yes, that was me freaking out, going like, "Wait a minute, it's like 4 p.m. and we truly, I mean, he is in. It's okay. One, it's remarkable how on time babies are. Uncanny and like routinely, like with when he wakes up to the poo, to the amount of them, to like, oh, it's this time, I bet this is happening. Oh yeah, we've had, it's now 10 p.m. like he'll be fine, he'll pee all night and then he'll have, it's uncanny how like generally things had been for us. And so when 4 p.m. hits and we're used to 1, 2, maybe 3 early morning before noon is his pooping.
Yeah.
Right? He's a very regular kid. When that happened, it was like, well, wait a minute. Like, what's wrong? There must be something. Now, thankfully, I live with a pediatric nurse practitioner who knows all of this and could say, as if I was the patient coming in with their kid, being like, he won't poo, somebody do something. Right. She knew that, and so it's like, well, no, actually, nothing to worry about. I mean, he seems fine. He's not upset. And she walked me through all these things that I'm regurgitating. It's not my brain power. I'm just thankful I can remember half of what she knows, and so I can share it here and hopefully be of help to someone. It should be her doing the podcast, really, not me. But yeah, that is true, and like how amazing.
Yeah.
And the fact that we learned before that the breast milk can change based on what the baby needs, based on how much interaction the mother is like kissing the face and getting information from what's on the baby's face and then ingest it into her so that the milk will change based on what the
heck.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, come on, that's insane.
It's like Ridley Scott, an alien, and it's just like, what kind of being is this that's working in such a way? Yeah. Like if you were to say, oh, in this movie, the aliens, the mother can kiss the child and can tell you'd be like, that's a little crazy now. Settle down. Like that's insane. That's crazy.
That's the thing. And that the food is so nutrient dense that sometimes there isn't waste. Like, get the fuck out of here. Excuse my language, but I mean, we just took our podcast to another rating there. But I mean, really, come on. That's crazy. But it's true. And so the thing with then when a kid is getting formula, that you do want to make sure there's at least a daily regular movement so that they are passing the stuff, that it isn't, because some of it isn't digestible or isn't going to give, there will be waste, I guess, or should be. And so that's the one you really kind of have to monitor and make sure that they're getting one. But who knew? So, learn something new. That's the lesson of the week. Amazing.
That and that's the new Daniel Day-Lewis film, I think, is There Will Be Waste. I think it's a sequel.
Yes. Eventually, but it might not come this week.
That's right.
I'm a poo man. Now, Ed, I have a poo for my kid in less than a week. Nobody else can do that. I'm a poo man. I'll be the understudy.
I love it.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
And on that note, good night.
And good night to you as well. Lane, thanks for another fun episode, buddy.
Same here, Ed. Thank you, pal.
Man, I'm so relieved about the trip.
I'm so relieved about the poo.
Marketing is hard. But I'll tell you a little secret. It doesn't have to be. Let me point something out. You're listening to a podcast right now, and it's great. You love the host. You seek it out and download it. You listen to it while driving, working out, cooking, even going to the bathroom. Podcasts are a pretty close companion. And this is a podcast ad. Did I get your attention? You can reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Libsyn Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a pre-produced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience in their favorite podcasts with Libsyn Ads. Go to libsynads.com, that's LIBSYN, ads.com today,